Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Central Midwest Collegiate Disc Golf Conference Championships, or the CMCDGCC for short. My name is Dan Dravitt, and I'm joined here by
Dalton Hastings,
the one and the only. We've got a special treat here for you guys today. We are at the Canyons at Delwood Disc Golf, and we are playing a conference event. Now, this is different than a college qualifier event, and you want to get into that a little bit, Dalton?
Sure. So for a normal college qualifier event, there's usually singles rounds and doubles rounds, and 3 to 6 teams usually get bids for the national championships, which are in April in Rock Hill, South Carolina, April 3rd through 6th. This, however, is kind of just for bragging rights and a little bit of dough.
Yeah, so what we've done to kind of make it a little bit more interesting is we've charged $100 per team or $25 per player. Half of the total winnings from the tournament will go to the top team to fund their program, 20% to the second, and 10% to the third. So, without further ado, let's get into this, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see it.
We're going to have a fun day here. First off, on the team, we've got on the top of the card, we got ISU from Illinois State University. Yeah, Nathan!
Okay, starting off on hole 1, a 342-foot par 3. OB's not really in play here at all. We see ISU teeing off here.
Yeah, and it's really just backhand, straight to hyzer. You got the biggest backstop in all of disc golf, so my advice, take a disc and just chuck it into that hill.
Exactly, and it will usually slide up there on those dead leaves.
It was, there's Colin.
Looks like a good shot. Anything, it's kind of like a hyzer flip to flat, or if you even hyzer past those trees into the hill, it'll funnel you to the basket, always seems to.
Exactly, you hit the hill, you move start towards the basket.
Here I am with a T-Bird 3. I just, the tournament juices got me. I ripped on it a little hard, got a little turnover, but like I said, it just funnels towards the basket.
Yeah, and that makes for a short putt for us.
Very difficult forehand hole.
Very difficult forehand hole.
But Matt actually did a pretty good job with the forehand.
Yeah, got the distance for it.
Trevor, ooh.
Yeah, and that happens early in the morning,
yeah,
right? Does put the pressure on.
100%. And on the pole, never a doubt.
And that's how I knew it was going to be an all right day. And they're also tapping in there too for the birdie for both of us. We knew this was going to be a birdie fest. Yes. Hole 2, backhand hyzer again, downhill to the A pin. What is that? 365, 370.
Yeah.
You got to get low and you got to get right.
It left, so you can see that river. That's obviously OB, but there's a couple steps that get you down there.
There are, so you can kind of get away with like one trickling down there, but you can't go far.
Yeah, and I think Evan actually ended up OB there.
Wow. Oh, man.
Wow.
Because we saw that, but I did not see that from that angle.
No, I didn't know he had cage. What are you throwing here?
This is a force, I believe. You just sometimes you hit those branches.
It's either the high line or the low line, and the high line really brings those branches into play.
I kind of tried to do both. It didn't work.
Trevor going Wraith, which is a lot of disc, and honestly just flipped over a little bit, but that's still a putt.
Yeah, little more stability, and that's near parked.
Yeah, so to try to keep pace with them. The most brutal spit out. I put my head down thinking it was in, fist pumped and everything.
God,
so, wow, that looks worse on camera.
I was so excited to watch that, man. Like, oh, God, that looks bad.
That's a tough way to lose a stroke.
That is a tough way to lose a stroke.
That was on the pole. You can tell by how fast it popped out.
Yeah, and both tapping out there. Moving on, trying to shake that one off.
Yeah, hole 3, we're playing from the white pin to the A pin, I believe, which is about 360, but it plays way farther. As you can see, the elevation change never done justice on camera, and that's a fantastic. That is a amazing shot.
That's a mash.
It's a mash, and it's one heck of a forehand to get all the way up there, which Colin has.
Yes, this is kind of unreal.
Yes.
The Colin Thompson forehand.
Oh, it's so good.
Like that.
The fact that he went long.
The fact that he went long is crazy, dude. I throw like full backhand turn and like I have to mash it to get there, and it's still short.
Backhand roller's tough. Throwing rollers up hills is never easy. I'm going Leopard 3 here. Shout out Roman Carroll. I fluffed it pretty bad.
Yeah, just a little high. Looks like it kind of stalled there, but
throwing uphill, everything gets a little more overstable. I just didn't correct enough.
This one was in the U-Disc as a par 4, even though it definitely plays as a par 3 for this group. I know that was a good one.
Yeah, losing a stroke on back-to-back holes was really tough.
Yeah, one of them was not our fault though.
No, and that was just a pure putt by Evan.
That was a very pure putt by Evan. He is such a good putter.
Did not realize Matt bag putted that. That's kind of a cool fact.
He what?
He bag putted it.
Oh, he putted with the bag on. All right, hole 4, downhill, par 3, huge bonus, right? I don't even know how many teams got this during the tournament. It was not many.
It's really hard to park.
Yeah.
That's OB.
Easy to do that, too. It's 400 feet, but it is so easy to do that.
The downhill makes it hard, and then we actually were dealing with a slight headwind, which made it the choice between a mid-range and a fairway pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like, that looked great out of his hand. Did not realize it would come up that short.
Yeah, it kind of died there.
Trevor going Wraith, which just seems like a lot of disc.
I know. He puts a lot of disc in this, but it was always fine.
Fantastic.
Always going to be fine.
What are you throwing here?
This is a T-bird. I'm trying to just, not do that, actually.
Really?
That's super long.
Yeah, wow.
It was too easy to do, is go long on this hole.
Controlling distance while trying to get some turn is very, very difficult.
Yeah. And
those rocks are kind of around circle's edge to give you a frame of reference for putts.
Yeah, maybe just barely outside, I'd say.
Yeah, probably, actually.
And super treacherous.
Awful putt. Horrible
Not that
putt.
bad.
Straight OB.
So Matt had to lay it up.
Yeah,
It's like we knew we were down a couple strokes. We didn't have the best start, but we didn't want to make it worse by having Matt run that putt.
Don't know what I'm doing. Okay, hole 5. This is a primarily forehand hole. Very tough, tricky layout. OB left along the whole way, and inside right is also very not fun to be in.
Yeah.
Backhand, very tough on this hole.
Forehand is definitely the play.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you'll see it from Colin here. There's an inside line and an outside line. The inside's more of a flip up, whereas the outside is like you need to fade hard at the end.
Yeah, and you're going to kind of see that here with Matt. It stays right out there. Wow,
I didn't see that.
Whew. Yeah, seeing some of
Sit
these
down.
closer than we thought.
Yeah, well, obviously we were all in the tee-pad, so it was very hard to see. I'm going Emperor. I wanted to take the inside line and try to park it, and just kind of air bounced on me a little bit, unfortunately.
Putt by Trevor, just a little high.
Clutch putt by Dan again on the pole.
It's not fun when the partner misses.
No.
It puts a lot of stress, but you got to be good for him. Hole 6A. This is a very, very tricky par 4. Used to be a Mando on it where you have to kind of, get left of the Mando.
Definitely made it harder with the Mando.
Mando's not there anymore.
That stayed in bounds.
And that's a good thing to do. Stay in bounds here.
A little bit yanked. What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing an Undertaker. I'm trying to put it low, but
Just leaks high just a little bit.
what's better than low is lucky. And that stayed in bounds.
That's awesome.
Trevor with probably the Wraith again, yeah.
It's definitely the Wraith. That light baby blue is always Wraith. I think that just hit something
I think he
earlier.
did skip OB, yeah.
Matt going cut roller is absolutely ridiculous.
I love that play.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that unfortunate climbed the hill a little bit, but I mean, just a great shot.
Allowed me to go way more aggressive. Thought I pured this little flex line, and I just kind of tickled some branches and ended up a little short.
Nicked one up there.
Unfortunately. Ooh. Solid.
It's just always something when it hits it like
A
that.
lot of trees on this fairway. Colin going zone, presumably. Yeah,
So
great shot.
So good.
Trevor?
Tricky putt.
A little inside circle, no? That
Yeah.
stayed up, which was huge.
Yeah.
That also stayed. That's a tough one. This is definitely a hole you want a birdie. With the Mando not being there anymore, it definitely made it easier.
Yeah, there's a lot less mistakes to make.
Yeah, and hole 6E is kind of another easy one. Probably the most straightforward hole.
Believe other than Blade is the easiest hole on the course.
Okay, that makes sense. But it is a little tricky. You can't just throw like a dumpy hyzer. It's got to go straight. If anything, it's more of a straight shot than a hyzer.
It's much more of a straight shot than a hyzer.
And you'll see a lot of non-backhand dominant players struggle with this hole.
They do.
So I dissed up to a mid on this hole. Matt's throwing a warship here. It's a little farther, and it's a slight headwind, so you really want to play it on hyzer, flip it to flat, and then maybe fade a little at the end.
This is what, MD1?
Yeah.
It looked left, but then the headwind kind of just straightened it out.
Very, very straight disc.
Yeah, super straight.
Wow, missing that rock was also very nice, and that branch, wow, perfect backstop.
Really just fully a straight shot, letting me and Trevor just take care of the, last 10 feet.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you obviously want to be as close as possible all the time to not put the pressure on the putt anymore. This is one of the lower baskets on the course, so it's a little funny.
He was happy after missing a few. I mean, you know what? You got to just see one go in sometimes.
Seeing something hit chains always helps.
It's nice. Hole 7, par 4. This is, you got to get this. This is not a hard par 4.
This was also into a headwind, which was strange. I remember telling you just to push the tree line because that's a great spot.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be. You kind of want to be right of the tree line so you don't have to, contest with them.
But if you get distance, pretty much anything's okay. This is also pretty good.
Yeah.
Contesting with the trees a little bit more, but kicked right.
Kicked right,
Pretty much in the same spot.
pretty much. We got Evan here.
Probably going either nuke or some
He goes
sort of...
over the trees.
That was a crush.
Let me tell you this. I did not know Evan had this type of power.
No,
but like,
definitely not.
Holy cow. Caleb
makes the
knows
hole a
where to
lot easier.
stand. And like, no catch cam from this shot. Apologies. It's okay, Toby. That's all right.
Shout out Tobes.
It happens. Thank you for editing.
Miles probably shouldn't even thrown the shot.
Yeah,
Considering
like, what do you
whatever it
do
was.
after Evan throws that? Like, that's what he literally said that. He was like, why am I even throwing, man? I love.
But you were still close enough for me to be able to throw a zone approach. Got a nice skip over there.
Yeah.
Now Matt can do something fun. Try
Yeah,
to run
exactly.
something.
And I mean, this is an open par 4. There shouldn't be too much stress about it, in rotating dubs.
That pilot he throws that thing so well.
He does. He throws that super
And they're just
well.
throwing like a half shot putter.
Yeah.
Sometimes these are difficult.
This
though.
league's long. This league's long.
I mean, that drive was just so far.
I would not know. You don't practice this upshot.
That
it's
was
too
wow.
close.
Yelling that really wide. And
Came back.
Oh, sit.
No, it went a little long.
Yeah. Wow. Good putting practice for Evan though. And he's still on the pole.
But, I mean, he is looking great. It is interesting though, because when you have one partner putt first the entire time, the other can get cold.
we definitely try to switch it up. This is just an absolute bomber of a par 4.
Mm-hmm.
Distance kind of really helps on the approach, just because if you're farther up there, you can tone it down.
And
Going
look at
Emperor.
this. Let me just.
I
this
tried
guy-
to throw this hard.
You guys don't know how far this guy throws. This is crazy. This is nuts. Like,
Caleb was out there.
Caleb was way out there, but like, I don't know, man. That was a bomb.
He got full flight on this one.
He
too.
did
This
too.
Is a
This
bomb.
is a bomb as well. But I'll say it. There's something different about Dalton Hastings' distance. I'm telling you. This par 4 is tricky though with the green. I will
Yes.
say.
So that's why I'm saying like any extra distance you can get on the drive will make that approach that much easier.
Exactly.
You can see it's like they're having to throw hyzers and a low ceiling with rocks guarding, and there's a short backstop.
And that's honestly pretty solid.
Yeah. The drop off behind the basket cannot be understated.
The drop off is awful. The rocks make it tough. The branches,
You can't just slide anything up there.
no.
That was a good shot though. Wow.
And that's what a lot of Delwood holes are. They're kind of sneaky with their greens like this, where it's like,
Yeah.
you're going to be pushed to 35 a lot. This was a little short, but still not too bad.
That's the problem with the sliding play. And a Dan hand coming out here.
I know, you don't see it. I think there's
No?
actually only one other recorded Dan forehand on
And
coverage.
I think it's on this hole.
It might be.
Wow.
Look at that.
So that
So
actually
happy.
was stayed up, but you can see how close it was to coming down.
Yeah.
And what would you call this? About 20, 25?
A little further.
25?
A little further, maybe.
Definitely in the
25,
circle. I think the straddle just made it a little bit more difficult,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Tough miss for them. But
definitely
they were,
happy to get a stroke back.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, ISU was chugging along in this tournament. They were playing a great first round. They were looking really good.
Hole 9.
This one's mine? Yes, it is. This is hard. Backhand hyzer. You got to skip. But first you got to miss all these trees. I know, man. But, like, it hits it, and that happens. It should be, I should have gone a little bit more tight.
Yeah. Still a great line, though. Trevor going Athena.
A lot of disc again from Trevor.
Yeah, just a little yanked.
Yeah.
I think Athena's not a bad disc. It just needs to be on a little bit more hyzer and a little more left.
Yeah, that's true.
Evan probably going also some sort of straighter fairway.
Yeah, and I love that
Perfect
line.
shot. Oh.
But it's stuck.
Did not see that.
Yeah.
That
no,
roll
I
was
mean,
on.
well, I mean, if you see it land down there, it's
a good
going to
point.
have some sort of roll like that. And what I liked about Evan is he put it a little bit higher, and he still got that skip, and he was able to get there. Miles' shot got clean, but he did not even, you can't really make a play for birdie from there.
Matt trying to run this. Just a little high.
Yeah.
It's almost. And then this is just me trying to lay up.
Jump
I mean,
putt layup.
There was like 5% of me. I was like, freaking run it. But I knew that's not
Not
the
on this
team
hole.
play.
Not on this hole.
Birdie putt here. ISU. Oh, that looks so good.
That did look good.
Colin here.
Oh, that was a great putt by Colin.
All right, hole 10. Here we go. We're playing from the far pad to the basket tucked in on the left, which is a really tough hyzer, especially in any sort of headwind, because it wants to flip you up and not let you get left. And there's a drop off on the left side. That's a great shot.
That was a great shot by Nathan. And let's talk about Nathan. He's new to the ISU team
He is?
for us, and he is good.
He's very good.
He can throw far.
It's
He can throw
unfair
far.
that just comes out of he comes out of nowhere.
I know. It's really cool. And what also is great is that like Hayden, who was on the A team, is probably a great leader for that B team.
Oh, 100%.
And he's
team
just a
captain
great guy.
type, vocal, great guy. Always love to see him out there.
Super fun to play with.
I go Firebird here. Try to get a little bit of flip up, a little bit of height. Definitely a touch inside.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, hit some
Oh, that was
branches and
nice.
sit. Yeah, it's really hard. That drop off is very steep.
It's a tricky hole.
Trevor with a great putt. I
Yeah.
turned to ISU and I said, "Watch out, guys! If Trevor's on, it's gonna be a long day for y'all." First missed putt from Evan. Very surprising. This is definitely a tougher putt.
It is.
Oh, that was a good putt.
Clutch.
Yeah.
That's some clutch.
Top left stick. Hole 11.
Hole 11, long par 4, 675. Really going for the white pad to the B pin. Not too hard, kind of downhill. Just want to get it out there, kind of far right so you have the space, but not too far right.
Left
so
is a little mushy. That's not a great spot.
It's mushy too. You're right. It's like it's sticky and stinky. And
it's counterintuitive because left was like mushy and right is lower down the hill and not as mushy.
Not as mushy. But
distance doesn't crazy matter here, but it definitely helps. It makes that upshot, maybe from a fairway to a mid.
It does.
You're throwing your nuke here, right?
Yeah, throwing the nuke. Just
Crushed.
trying to put it. Let's calm it on the crushed.
You cleared miles in the air, so. Trevor going dataless on a lot of hyzer.
This wasn't where you want it.
Well,
that
we
was
did
crushed.
tell him to like absolutely let loose.
We did, because mine was good enough. And
Nathan here, let's see what he's going with. Great shot.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
they
there's
still
just
had some
rocks on these
left.
greens. Colin probably going something a little faster. Probably a Firebird, it looked like. Maybe a beat-in Sexton. Wow, what a shot.
Let's go, Colin.
What a shot.
That was nice.
I don't know what Matt's throwing here. I think
it's Wraith.
Yeah, it looks stable. Coming in. Just a little short, but still a putt.
Yeah.
I'm going back to that same Firebird. Actually, no, I'm going mid.
You were nailing this up shot in practice all day.
It's like, it's wide open. Like, you should throw. If you're a backhand dominant player, you gotta, you gotta put it close.
Something about the green just makes it, like, easy. I don't know.
I definitely let Colin know I was closer than him there, though. I remember that. The green is nice.
12, this one's you.
Yeah, hole 12. We're playing to the B pin from the long pad. It is kind of far, even though it's downhill. You really gotta
420
mash
feet.
it. And it's like, it's another hole where you can't go low. You have to go low because of the ceiling of the trees. But there are a lot of things in the way. So you got to, like, that low hyzer flip penetrating shot. I remember Colin was between discs here. I'm not sure what he ended up going with, but he crushed it.
Yeah, that looked great. It's kind of on the longer side rather than trying to, like, sneak in through those trees.
But it's still a putt. This is such a tough forehand hole.
Yeah.
I think that was a Hades that just got overflipped a little bit.
This layout is not good
for forehands or lefties.
Forehands or lefties, gotta say. What are you
Going
going with?
a PD, Innova made, dark maul, hyzer flip, penetrating, trying to get in there, hit something, which is unfortunate because 2 feet long or 2 feet short, it's way closer.
Yeah.
So
Not
now we're
much you
just
can
trying
do about those trees. It's like you kind of just
a
got to
crapshoot.
throw at them, get through, try to get through them. Tough stuff.
But we have a good look.
Yeah, this was outside the circle, by the way.
It was 35 feet, I believe.
It was. It kind of looks not, which is why I'm saying it, because I jumped.
Wow.
I was so mad about that.
That was a tough, because we knew they missed. That was our chance to get our stroke. And, well, now we go to hole 13.
Hole 13, so fun.
Great.
Hole 13, par 4, 700 feet. It says par 5. It's a par 4. Hardest hole on the course. You got to get a backhand hyzer down the hill through the woods to grandmother's house you go. And then once you get to grandmother's house, you got to scramble to the basket. And boy, is it tough.
Yeah, I mean, watching these tee shots is kind of hard to get a gauge of where we're going exactly, but it's down a hill drastically, and the gap is maybe 10 feet wide at most points.
Yeah. Honestly, what you're kind of trying to do, you're trying to get down there and then, like, hyzer, hit the hill, and try and get, like, just like a filter and a roll.
I mean, that's pretty much what you just described. That's a
wow. Oh
dude,
man, that's so cool.
Exactly what you
I never got to see the roll.
Perfect.
I knew it rolled, but I didn't.
Probably one of the best tee shots, or at least results ever on that hole.
I don't know about ever.
It was pretty damn good.
The pros have played this.
Not from that tee. They played the shorter tee.
They did play the white tee, didn't they? Yeah.
Trevor got an unfortunate kick there.
Yeah, that was tough.
This is not.
This is a hard lie. A decent tee shot too.
Great kick. Kicking right is usually bad on this hole, except when you like pull it left a little bit. So Colin can try something fun. I mean, I saw what he was going for, but man, did that shot look tough.
Yeah, that looked tough. It looked like he was kind of close though, based off his reaction.
Just so fluffed. It was very unfortunate. We're in a great spot. I mean, granted the gaps are very tiny.
Really an extremely hard green. I mean, OB is right there, and it just filters towards OB.
Yeah, this was definitely a chance to. I think that I went OB, but anything that goes right is pretty quickly out of bounds. Trevor. Yeah,
it stuck. It definitely stuck.
You're gonna see the lie that we putt from. It is
treacherous.
Yes. And there is a river OB down there that is really easy to go into. That's a great shot for Miles there, just guiding it there. I know that putt looks easy, but I think I spent a solid 20 seconds trying to get my footing.
It took a while to get you there and stable. Yeah. What did we see? Oh, because it's the safari hole.
It is the safari hole.
So par 4, 2 Mandos.
You'll see a basket straight ahead of us, which is about like 280, but we're trying to go like a complete horseshoe.
Yeah.
So you're trying to finish straight left and then throw a tunnel shot down to a basket.
Yeah, and
It's a
that's
great combination.
and that's what Nathan did right there, and that's what Colin also did, stacking 2 drives really on top of each other.
2 of the better drives we've seen.
Yet
Tough
another hard
forehand
lefty hole, or forehand hole.
Both, actually. Forehand roller is a great play. I think that lip just got him a little bit.
Yeah.
Going Star Destroyer here.
You're trying to get on the inside of those trees, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest. I kind of aim at them, and hopefully I'm not good enough to hit them. So
Well.
it got through.
Yeah.
Very
and that's
nice.
beautiful.
I mean, and you'll see the baskets down there to the right of your screen.
This is a touchy shot, too.
What were you throwing here?
This is a pig. It's one of my medium flippy pigs.
That was a great shot. I
Yeah.
honestly thought you had a chance to dunk it there.
Nah, just kind of nestling right there, giving you guys a chance at it.
I mean, that's all you can ask for in dubs. Trevor going method.
Little
I think
high.
it just, like, there's a little bit of headwind right to left from where he was, and it really just kind of got under the disc and sailed it.
Not the worst result, though, for how that
Forehand's
was. Oh,
a
that was
tough choice from there. I think that's a
I
big
really
can.
see what they're going for because the forehand has the best chance to put that thing under the basket,
Agreed.
but that's not necessarily what I would always opt for. But I also see how it shapes the
Yeah,
forehand.
you got to give yourself a putt, which I think Miles almost did until he hit that last tree.
If he missed that tree, he probably would have filtered down to C1.
I thought he canned that out of his
kinda
hand. I
did
remember
too.
being right behind them.
Good bid.
Calling out a bad bid either, though. First putt in like 50 minutes. It felt good to get there.
Yeah, you go a while without putting on these.
Yeah.
16 downhill par 3. We're playing 330 to the A pin. Weird like putter hyzer
Hyzer
or
flip. Forehand flex with like a zone or a fiber type disc is usually pretty good. You went back to the pig there, right?
I did. If we could have Matt on this hole,
We
it
want
would have
Matt
been
on this
so
hole.
ideal.
Yeah. I mean, that's another tough part about the layout or the format of college rotating doubles is sometimes they're back-to-back holes you want someone on. You don't get your choice.
You got to sacrifice, and that's why me and Trevor got to learn forehands.
Yes. And I believe Evan went Buzz OS, a glow Buzz OS.
Yeah, the forehand flex play, it's really the best play here to park it and really just to
Yeah.
get in C1.
To just have it stall out like that is such an advantage on this hole. Matt and I about from like 40, I'd say.
Yeah.
That just stuck to his finger. That was just a bad putt out of my hand.
Not too bad.
I
You
was
got
not
some
happy
change.
about that.
Wow, Dalton Hastings rage monster.
I didn't throw it. I promise I didn't end up throwing it, but
Pressure on Colin here.
wow,
Oh,
and he's
so
on the
good.
side. Yeah, that definitely took a little wind out of our sails there.
Yeah, I mean, we were not putting together the greatest round.
17 is also another like great par 4. It's like a placement shot off the tee, and then you want to throw a nice approach, probably like a 350-foot straight shot. Nathan again showing power, absolutely ripping it. Evan and Miles over there loving it.
Look at this line from Colin.
Allows Colin to go something silly.
Yeah, it
Almost
like,
could have been the best drive on his hole.
like of all time. If he just gets it a little, oh my gosh, it's such a cool line.
It's a weird shot because you want to throw a hyzer, but you also want it to like flip up late.
Mm-hmm.
Matt going backhand just clips that tree pretty dead center. I'm going back to that same destroyer 2 holes ago from the safari hole.
And this is the line you're going for, right? Just in between those trees.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
definitely
all
got
pro.
scared because we're playing the Path OB, which makes it a lot harder.
It's a pretty far shot in, but
Yeah, I think Trevor went to the Athena,
yes.
which out of his hand I was really scared about, but then it caught that late stability and was just fantastic.
Yeah, my play here, take a disc, just rip it into the hill.
I mean,
Biggest
that's your
backstop
baby
ever.
nuke, right?
That's my baby right there.
What a shot. And pro backspin just to help out.
Absolutely.
Still probably taking Trevor's.
We did take Trevor's, yeah. It's okay.
They're so close they can throw a forehand. Which
Wow,
is,
jeez.
it's a nice shape. I mean, I personally prefer just throwing a backhand into the hill,
Yeah.
whereas a forehand probably a little more technical
They
than
both
you
go
need.
forehand. I mean, they did it fantastic.
They really copy each other's shots. From everything
They
I've noticed,
really
they
do.
always do. You know, like throwback to Northwoods Black.
Honestly,
coverage. They
yeah.
both throw rollers. They both threw forehands on the last one. Great putt by Nathan.
Yeah, Miles and Evan they play similar to how me and Trevor play.
I agree.
pairings
I think
wise.
that's why they're partners.
Yeah, it makes sense. 18,
Final
beautiful,
hole.
just straight par 3. Get through the gap, get over the creek, get under the basket. Evan throwing a dime here.
A little overturned, but anything through the gap is kind of going to give you a putt.
Yeah, anything past those rocks, you're hoping your partners can make that.
Miles just needed a little bit more flip.
He got through.
It did.
Did get through.
Yeah, and I think Trevor's going back to that origin here. Throwing it great.
Still never seen Trevor miss a gap.
Still a little overturned, but anything
Yeah.
that fights out the end is great.
Little short.
And I can tell everyone at home that they are watching a Dan Buzz SS shot.
You know that's one of the 5 Buzz SSs in the bag.
And Tour Series coming out soon?
Someday, dude. Someday.
Great shot.
Thank you.
That's a great way to tee off on our last hole, you know, just put us close, not a lot of pressure. That putt looked bad on camera. Wow.
That looked good. And that concludes our round. Our final score was 11 down. ISU's final score was 13 down.
Tied for the hot round.
Yeah, tied for the hot round. That put them in the lead with Iowa. And then
Iowa State, sorry.
Iowa State, yes. And then third place was Purdue with 12 under, and then us at 11. And that was kind of the top few teams we had there. So it's looking good. It's looking like anyone's game. It's looking like a tough battle. And we're going to see ISU and Iowa State on lead card next round.
Yes, we will. Excited to see that. Huge thank you to Delwood Disc Golf for letting us run the event there. Also, huge shout out to Nick and Caleb for doing the filming. And huge shout out to Dan. Dan was the TD of this tournament and ran it about as smoothly as it could have gone.
First time doing it, but I had a lot of fun.
Didn't look like the first time, Dan.
Stop it. You are too sweet. Overall, I mean, it was a fun day. The weather was great for this round.
Great
too.
round, very little wind.
Yeah, very little wind, and
We'll catch you in round 2.
Yeah, let's run it back.